What's this week's Parsha? Oh, and what should we name it? Ta-da! Hello, hello, and welcome back. This week's Parsha is Mishpatim. Now, Mishpatim discusses different laws and judgments regarding very worldly type of things. Last Parsha, however, which is Parsha Yisro, talked about the giving of Torah and the whole spiritual high that the Jews were on, receiving the Torah at Mount Sinai. Now, in Jewish thoughts, numbers and gematrias, which is basically the numerical value of words and numerical value of different places, is a very important idea, and it's taken very seriously. Words and their meanings, but also their numerical values and the letters that make up those numerical values has a lot of meaning, especially in Kabbalistic terms when it comes to God's name, etc. So this week's Parsha is the 18th Parsha, and last week's Parsha, Yisro, was the 17th. Now, 17 has the same gematria, the same numerical value as the word Tov, good. And this week, the 18th Parsha, which is Mishpatim, has the numerical value of Chai, which means life. So last week, it's Tov, right? Because it says there is no Tov other than Torah. So Torah means goodness, and that's the whole idea of the spiritual high the Jews are on, spirituality, Torah, mitzvos, it's all the spiritual stuff. And that's good. It's good. It's good stuff. But then when it comes down to this week's Parsha, it talks about the Torah, talking about laws regarding our day-to-day life. That's what's called life. And the lesson we can learn from this, a point that's trying to be brought out from this, is that, sometimes we look and we say, oh, Torah, I'll spend 5 minutes in a day, and I'm going to be so into Torah, I'm going to such a spiritual high, I'm going to learn this stuff, okay, amazing. And then, after you do that, you go to eat, you go to sleep at night, you wake up, it comes to life. And the point that the Torah is trying to push, or the lesson we can learn, the fact that this week talks about the down-to-earth stuff is given chai, it's life, it's because Torah is, on one hand, it's all about the spiritual high, but it's also about doing the day-to-day stuff in our lives, just eating, the drinking, the sleeping, the business, etc. That also has to be infused with Torah. That has to be our life. It's not just, you go to temple, one day a week, maybe even 1 month, day a month, maybe 1 day a year. That's my Judaism. My Judaism stays in shul. When I go to shul, when I go to temple, I'm at my synagogue, I'm at spiritual high. But the idea is that Judaism has to be something that we have to internalize and try finding different ways to internalize that into our daily life, which means when we wake up in the morning, we understand, we thank God for giving us life. Or when we eat, we have to, say a blessing before you eat, after you eat, these type of things. It's about the day-to-day stuff, the day business, everything has to be infused with Torah. It's not just given over to one time during the year, but it has to be something that is involved and we're thinking about the entire year, that Judaism is not just a one-time thing, it's something that we deal with every single day on a day-to-day basis. And that's the lesson. This is Parsha Mishpatim is trying to teach you that it's the day-to-day stuff which is really the life. That's really the day-to-day stuff is really the stuff that, again, I said over and over again, but the point is it's the small little things that we do during the day throughout the entire year that also has to be infused with Torah and with these laws, etc., that, it shouldn't just be a one-time thing. It should be forever. Okay. Thanks so much for watching. Hope you enjoyed. If you have any questions, please leave it in the comments below. Also, if you haven't subscribed and you're watching this video, please subscribe. It actually helps the channel a lot. Right now, as the time of this video is being filmed, in order to get to the channel, you have to type YouTube / whole bunch of random letters, and that's why I tell people to go to the Instagram, Inside for Torah, and there's a link for the channel there. But once there's a certain 100 subscribers on the channel, I'll be able to make the channel YouTube / Inside for Torah be much easier for people to find who aren't familiar with how YouTube works. So this way, or technology, this way it'll be much easier for them to find it. They'll just type in YouTube / Inside for Torah, and it'll be much more accessible for people who don't have a channel yet. So if you can subscribe, if you haven't subscribed already, you don't need if you don't want to get a buzz every time a video comes out, you don't need to push the bell, but at least just subscribe, and it'll be under your subscriptions, etc. But it helps the channel to make it easier for people who aren't familiar with YouTube's way of setup, that they'll be able to reach the video and the channel and hope to spread the message of Torah through these videos. And you could be a help in that by subscribing if you haven't. If you have, thank you so much. I appreciate it. And hope you come back next week.